Hello and welcome to Pardon the Interception with your hosts, myself, Lee Wood.
Who's in space? Me, Nick Taylor.
And the final frontier, Simon.
Let's take a look at what's been going on around the leagues this week. So starting off with the GFL. Hulk are doing things that only the Hulk can do.
60-0.
Really should probably look at these before we press the record button, but hey, Aaron lost, which is always good.
Our full first reactions to all the games this week. Dragons Black Knights, good game. Black Knights getting the win.
Yep, 3-point game is always good. I think the best thing possible to do is look at the standings. And
to be fair, if we look to the standings before we started that,
yeah. Simon, do you still have the notes from last week?
I sent them to you, but I can find them myself.
Yeah, I know you sent them to me, but I forgot to actually open them because I am special.
Disgusting.
The week break obviously did something here. The Rinrays beating the Gunslingers puts their stamp on the division because I think last season the Gunslingers were potentially pushing.
Yeah. There's a good coach there as well, so I should be happy to be 2 games ahead there. Not that Dave Russell would be too worried with his record in the GFL.
I do like the fact that the Hulk, after 4 weeks, have conceded 247 points.
Yeah,
they managed to score. I forgot they actually scored. That is that's a difficult differential to keep up.
Yeah. As you can see, the Black Knights beating the Dragons there with them getting ahead, which is quite nice for them. They're more or less taken over from the other shops from that season. We can things up nicely.
NFC North still has 2 4-0 teams in it. That's definitely looking like a 2-horse race now that the Goats lost this week as well.
Yeah, the points are the same there as well. It's going to come down to the head-to-heads, isn't it?
Yeah. Simon, any comments on the GFL?
No, what's Northwest? Apart from the NFC North trying to keep some interest in there.
Yeah, always good to see a competitive division. Did you manage to find the document from last week?
I've got it up.
Okay. How are our predictions looking at the minute?
So I'll do it division by division, and I'll go Lee, Nick, me. So it's Mules for Lee, Mustangs for Nick, Pirates for me. So Nick's a bit of a, don't know. We all called the Black Knights in the AFC North. We all called the Raiders in the AFC South. And we all called the Wraiths in the AFC West. Kind of, bit of agreement there.
No one wanted Hulk.
Nick chose the Gunslingers in the AFC West. So
different and controversial.
Trying to be different. And then it was Heroes, Bulls for the NFC. So Lee choosing the Heroes, bit of a...
Looking so good.
Yeah, not looking so great.
No, not looking amazing.
Lightning, Rockets. All seems fine. Steelers, Firebirds. So I chose the Firebirds for some reason.
I think I was trying to be different, wasn't it?
I still fancy Les. For... Gonna get there. And then
you might fancy Les, but which team do you want to win?
Mr. Walker's team.
And then who did we choose in the West?
Hawks, Quake.
I mean, the Hawks are only a game off. They've got a hill to go up, but yeah. Okay.
True, but it's not. We're not. No one's dead yet.
Being 1 game behind in the division's always annoying because you need to be better. You need an extra win than the other team. You need them to slip up twice.
Mm.
They are a game ahead in the wildcard, so.
Yeah, true. Anything else before we move on to the Atlantic? Okay.
big game at the top there.
Yeah,
The
Rapier's
Spartans.
beating the Spartans in a ding dong battle there.
It's always a ding dong battle.
What happened, Simon?
Snow Bears coming back. Simon, yeah, managed to lose to the Sharks somehow.
I got absolutely demolished
Yeah,
by the Sharks.
Stingrays beat the Warriors as well, which is pretty good.
Broxton Bay Bears beat the Nighthawks in a close ding dong.
Good win for the Generals over the Stallions as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spitfires, Redcoats. I think the Redcoats scored slightly more points than we expected.
And a good win for Clay.
Yes.
That's a good win.
And a good win for our Sterling Scorpions there.
Wasn't too bad.
Let's have a look and see what that's done to the old standard Roonies. So, Nick, you're sitting pretty on the top of your division.
And of course, we're 5-5.
CFC South looks interesting.
Generals are sort of where I think where I expect them to be last season. It's turnaround for them.
CFC West just hurts my head looking at it. 3-3-1 teams.
That's like every season, though. And
GFL.
unfortunately, Dave's team is just not quite as good as the other three, and it must be a bit of a struggle for him on the own.
GFL, take note. You know, we don't like Storefests.
Blues have taken over in the NFC East. Honestly.
Yeah, they are pulling away a little bit there. And NFC North is looking close between the Spitfires and our Outlaws.
Yeah.
Rapiers look like they're going to take the South.
Yeah, I mean, that game against the Spartans is a big result.
They've got to play again, though, right?
Yeah.
No.
Rapiers are at home in the next one.
Yeah, Rapiers at home. But still, pretty close, right?
Yeah, it certainly favours the Rapiers at home. I think the Brockton Bay Bears are probably taking on the West.
And the Bay Bears don't exist, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's
Triple B.
It's, yeah. B cubed. Simon, how are we looking in terms of our predictions?
Good question. Islanders, Scorpions. So Lee doesn't believe in Nick. Disgusting. Generals, Swamp Stallions. So I'm smoking something. Warriors. So we all like the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened.
And no one likes the Stingrays. Controversial. Avalanche in the CFC West. We've got a favourite of that. Sonics Blues. So seems like only I know what's going on in the MSC East.
Yeah.
Redcoats, Spitfires, Outlaws. So Lee's
spoken something, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas me and Nick, we disagree, but we're both right at the moment.
Yeah.
And then it's Spartans, Rapiers. So you both back in Jazz. I've got Dean,
Coach and Postman Pat. Well, former coach and Postman Pat.
And then you got Nighthawks, Bay Bears, Nighthawks.
Yeah,
I just couldn't back Candle.
Who?
That one's an easy one to know who backed Candle. Because you still aren't backing him.
We are not correct.
However,
anything else before we move on?
I was going to say there's only 2 4-0 teams left in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of 2-1s.
I think it's just got so competitive that.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting.
It's also only 2 0-4 teams as well.
Yeah, and one of those is unfortunately in a very competitive division. The other one's you.
The other one's, Quake wannabe. A Hulk wannabe.
The other one is channeling his inner Gary Lyon, correct? Whenever I do my game plan for the Mariners, I put my chest wig on and go, what would Gary do?
He wouldn't score 16 points, I can tell you that.
Yeah, you're 9 points ahead of Gary.
I know.
He's well ahead of you in the points conceded as well.
It's because I couldn't completely throw it against Kendall. I couldn't bring myself, so I actually put out something. This week, that scoreline is going to be a lot bigger. I can confirm that. Right, on to the Big Sky. So, did the Rivets win?
The Rivets Memorial League.
Rivets did well.
The Rivets did indeed win, and I will
Against the Maroons as well.
I'll remind you that when we get onto the who wins the divisions, I think I did it with that. I banned the Rivets from being chosen. Surfers Bombers is a bigger blowout than I expected. Titans beating the Packers by a good margin.
The old giant Hornets.
Swarming Giant Hornets.
Which reminds me, was it the Triple Crown thing they posted? Oh, Tripson was the only running back on that.
Yes.
Which is, I think it's just class that he's on there in the first place.
So
someone's found a way to actually get those players to break.
We can actually have a little bit of a dive in here, go into some good history a little bit. So
Pirates were good.
Pirates had one of the probably one of the highest ever level players in the game as far as I can remember, which was their quarterback Sparrow. So I'm not surprised by the Pirates being on here twice. Fairly good mixing. Muzzy's done it 3 times, which is just insane. The Atlantic, obviously a slightly newer league. I managed to do it twice, Triple Crown with a tight end in back-to-back seasons because Barros was insane. And then
Quelly was a rather good combination for Blues.
Yeah, Quelly was a monster in the league. Tripson obviously is just doing stupid things.
Yeah.
Bear in mind that only running back here.
I mean, it's impressive that there's a running back even on here.
It really is, considering that you have to be top in receiving, receptions, and receiving touchdowns. It's just bananas that there is a running back here. All right, Gwen. But it is nice to see that there are multiple teams from all leagues, despite age of the league, of how getting onto this as well. And if you want to read more, there's a little bit more of a write-up by R&R here.
Yeah. I thought it was quite an interesting read. Some quite nice information.
So. My favourite bit was the bit they added at the bottom.
Rich and Rich.
No, above that.
No, I'll thanks to Nick Taylor for pointing out that Stungy's triple gunners have been won once by a running back. Yep. Did you put
someone had to point it out?
Yeah.
Well, when they were pointing out, this person's out twice, this one's out 3 times. It's like, yeah, this one's a running back.
I mean, the thing is, we do mention Tripson an awful lot on this because it just proves what a standout player Tripson is.
Yeah.
Can we just look at Tripson's stats?
Tripson's no strong, I'm afraid.
His all-time stats. Look at those rushing yards, and then now look at those receiving yards. Boom.
Yeah, it's insane. It really
those
is.
Top performances, receiving, because they're running back.
These are stupid numbers for a wide receiver.
Yeah, exactly. 6 touchdowns in that.
Yeah.
I like it when something like that happens. It's a nice find.
Let's look at the old standards in the Big Sky. So, not NFC East 40400404. We're either going to win all our games or lose all our games, boys. There's no in between.
Yeah. It's similar in the NFC West. Irish and the Buccaneers have won it.
Yeah, both the Irish and the Buccaneers have won an out of division game though, so
possibly against the Fire and the Sun.
Probably actually.
Rivets beating the Maroons.
No, it
pretty much.
can't be. Possibly, actually, yeah. No. Because the Sharks Massive then would have had to play these two.
That's true. Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, by clicking into the team, I can find out. Knights, Super Weasels.
So
they played the South.
Division. Yeah. But like one of those ones where that division was just beat the other division 4-0, something like that.
Yeah, not a massive amount really jumps out at me here.
On course for another Titans Rivets PFC battle, which wasn't as close as we would like last season.
Yeah. So in terms of our predictions, Simon, who did we choose?
AFC East, remember, Lee, Nick, Simon. Chargers, Generals. No, Lee's once again just well off the mark. Seems to be a running theme. In the PFC North minus the Rivets, Surfers, Maroons. Lee once again off the mark. Eagles.
Eagles.
Hang on. Is that because the Surfers have played the Rivets and the Maroons haven't yet?
No, Maroons played the Rivets this week and lost.
Okay.
Yeah, suck it. Titans, Bay Packers. Then we got Phoenix Statesman. Rushmore's Giant Hornets. So once again, Lee, what are you doing? Rhino Shadows. So Lee's got one over us on there.
Yeah.
And then Sharks and then Dora Massive.
We've got that big on the Massive.
Not too bad then.
Is it me and Nick kind of largely agree on the Big Sky?
Okay. On to the Continental.
Home of the better running back.
The Badgers lost. The Badgers lost. Strom.
Angry has let the team down there. Only 6.7 yards per carry.
Who's this Snow? That's why it went wrong. Who's that?
He's no good.
He is so good.
Oh dear.
I think the defense has let them down. Passing going on there.
Wasn't a strong performance from them.
Yeah. Highlanders being the Eagles.
Westies won.
Westies always win.
Well, Gary continues his winning one league, losing the other league.
It's not the worst strategy in the world.
No.
Keeps things interesting.
It's better than being half and half. That's for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to be 5-5 in both. Let's have a look. See
I
what
don't know. Made the playoffs last season. You're 5-5.
Yeah, but 5-5 in both. Badgers looking good hold. 4-3-2. Actually, nicely spread out. A number of 4-0 teams, but
yeah,
I think it shows a fairly healthy-ish league here.
Yeah, and like none of the 0-4 teams are, particularly bad scorers. Yeah. They've scored some points as well as a few too many points.
There's no Mariners.
Simon, what were our calls for this then?
So Badgers. Thank you. Monarchs, Highlanders, Monarchs. So that seems sensible. What we got? Renegades. We love the Renegade Master. Patriots, Thunderbirds. Any one of us likes the Thunderbirds. Ravens,
Controversial.
destruction. So
Hey, Ravens.
Lee loves a 2-2 team at the moment. Absolutely
I
loves
like a Desmond.
love a Desmond Tutu. Spartans, classics.
It's gone to 1-3 there.
I know. I'm surprised it wasn't the Rabid Beavers. Westies, Trojans. Bombers.
Hey.
Bombs are good.
Yeah,
Bombs are good.
the Park Bombers are great.
To the Delta. Thing that
Lee,
jumped
you're
out.
doing the Gary Lyons of winning and one and losing in the others.
Shush. The one that jumped out at me here
49ers.
was the Hammer Sharks losing.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
That's because the Crimson Zeppelin are great.
Losing to the Zeppelin as well. Historically not a strong team.
Zeppelin are pretty good at the moment.
They're better. They're the best team they've been in a while. They've historically shown a lot of promise, but been on the cusp a lot and not quite made it. This might mean that
What league have you been in?
me, one where I talk bullshit constantly, Simon, you know it.
The Zeppelin were run by like the worst coach to ever play gridiron for like
Whoa.
10 years.
I mean,
And then
Debatable.
he's taken it over and is turning it round. It's taken him a few seasons to turn it round because it was in a bit of a state, but I think he's got it there now.
Scoggins, Speakman,
Huh?
Matt White. I'm just naming some coaches.
What was the guy's name? He basically was just like absent. He like never did draft really. Didn't really do game plans. I think it was Michael something, I want to say.
Michael Beagle.
Yeah.
Michael Beagle.
He-
Dan's
he-
been at the season for six seasons.
Yeah, but he's been trying to rebuild the absolute mess he was left with.
And what I've been saying is they've been okay. Recognize it. They went 5-5 last year, which is their best for a long while.
It's probably the best
Takes
ever.
a while to turn things around sometimes.
Yeah. It's going to take at least 4 seasons.
What I think is their scores were getting better, but it wasn't seen in the results.
And they've beaten the Cougars and the Hammer Sharks.
Exactly. Now that my hot pick.
They are definitely a hot pick at the minute.
Big fan.
Flop ahead's beating the Colts.
Indeed.
Venom lost.
Patriots Sunblazers is a close game. Simon would tell you the Venom are going to lose a lot this year.
True that. I only lost in overtime. I was quite pleased with that. I thought I was going to get smashed. So.
Like the classic Chaos Enigma game, 7-6. What are the yardages like in that game?
Defense.
Always intrigued. Well, there we go. -2 rushing yards.
Yeah. And if we look at the standings for the Delta,
Zeppelin.
it's odd seeing the Zeppelin at the top of the GFC East.
The Zeppelin are flying
More
high.
power to them.
They're flying high.
Only 4-0 team in the GFC.
Yep.
Seeing Worley in third is a bit jarring as well.
True that. The Chaos, a bit of a surprise package.
Into game.
Oh, the thing is Grayson may have learned from Michael and he might not be benching his running back.
Yeah, it's true. He did lose to Worley though, so he hasn't played the
Lone Stars yet.
Lone Stars. He only got to play the Lone Stars once, so that kind of helps.
Let's hope.
York are nipping at the heels of the Copperheads, I think.
Oh, York are going to win that division because Kendall's just not a good enough coach.
Patriots look like they're in the driving seat in the VFC North.
And Kendall's 8-0 this season.
I've got a bye into the playoffs, so we won't
You
talk about that later.
You have twice as many wins as the rest of the teams in the division.
Yeah.
I'm in a division with three actively building teams.
Sure.
I can only play the teams they put in front of me, And then obviously Lee's winning the VFC West. Simon, what did we decide for wire our picks?
What are our picks for what? Oh, this. Yeah, sorry, idiot. Hammer Shark, Zeppelin, Hammer Sharks.
Go the Zeppelin.
Nick just knows the Zeppelin. Venom, Cyclones. Lee loves another turn 2 team. Warriors, Chaos, Lone Stars. Lee loves another turn 2 team.
It's unreal.
49ers, Cougars.
2-2.
Two. Centurions, Flopperhead Centurions. You didn't call the Colts.
Call the Colts.
Sunblazers, Patriots, Sunblazers.
Woo! 2-2. He
2-2.
says destroying, knocking over a bin and throwing my phone across the room.
Yeah, Jets, and then Mariners, Katanas. Another 2-2 Mariners.
Right, I will.
When can we go to the main event?
The main event, the MPL. So, looking around the Empire,
What we've all been waiting for.
Thundering Herd Nick losing to Boise.
Yeah.
What are they like?
Jaguars.
Jaguar.
Tomahawks.
The Jacksonville High Hunters, as they're officially been known as now, I think. The Ratatonga Rogues putting up a duck egg, which annoys me, but I get to say that name anyway.
Big game with the Lions rushing attack.
Yes.
Big win for the Lions. And,
yeah, divisional weeks are always fun.
The Kings have really smashed the road there, haven't they?
Really, really have. So we then bring up the old standard-roonies. Now, historically, these league tables have caused us headaches, which it's shaping up that PFC South could be an interesting ding-dong battle for a playoff slot.
Hope you chose the 2-2 team.
I'm hoping I chose a 2-2 team. I mean, I've got a 3-4 chance.
Lee, you've got like a 1-in-1 chance.
In the PFC South. Come on.
PFC
I might have chose the bounty.
Chaos.
You've got to have chosen the Rough Rangers for sure.
I definitely chose Romford Rough Rangers, yes. And I probably chose the Raratonga Rogues as well.
Correct. Guess who you picked in the PFC West?
Sharks.
No, the Monarchs. But you are 2-2-2-2-2-2-2 on the PFC.
Oh yes.
Nice.
Oh yes.
It's quite beautiful.
The Patriots wins opened up that division quite nicely. Yeah, BFC East.
So, yeah, it is nice. It's also unusual to see a caretaker team 3-1. I've seen one make playoffs before though. So.
Yeah, I don't think the Patriots are too bad. I remember for sure.
Simon, so who chose what?
Right, I'm going to go person by person for some reason. We'll start with you, Lee. You chose the Patriots. You chose the Jaguars. You chose the Griffins. You kind of then decided to go a bit mad, and you chose the Wranglers.
2-2.
2-2. Wawatonga Wogs.
2-2.
The Wamford Rough Rangers.
2-2.
The Chaos.
2-2.
The Monarchs.
2-2.
Nailed it.
Absolutely nailed it. Nick was a bit more sensible. He went High Hunters, Jaguars, Red Bulls, Lions, Kings, Strom, Bounty, Sharks.
All the top teams.
All the top teams. And I went High Hunters, Jaguars, Red Bulls, Lions, same as Nick. King, Storm, Bounty. Okay, me and Nick exactly.
We know the E.
Seems that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You did choose enough 2-2 teams.
It could all change, of course. But...
Yeah. Thing is Lee going to pick a bunch of 2 and 3 teams next week, or 3 and 2 teams?
Oh, tune in next week to find out.
That's why people keep on coming back. Right. Anything else from you guys before we move on to a wrap up?
I think so.
Okay. Obviously we had a week's delay. Hopefully R&R are feeling better now that they are run, and also as we discussed in the middle as our interlude, the Triple Crown article was a lot of fun. Anybody that wants to put more stats like that together, great. We will talk about pretty much anything.
When you say R&R,
R&R, yes.
do you mean the Rarotonga Rogues?
No, that's RRR.
No, that's Romford Rough Rangers.
No, yeah, too many R's. Rich and Rich. RJ and RME, whatever you want to call them. But yeah.
Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Any closing comments from either of you guys? Okay, with that, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.